Welcome to the Wealthy Dentist Podcast, where we explore how top dentists are building incredible businesses. I'm your host, Ward Powell.
Yes.
She is currently the owner and CEO of a biotechnology company, AB Bioinnovations USA. Please join me in giving a warm, wealthy dentist welcome to Dr. Alena Butkevica.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Really
yes,
here.
yeah. I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to work with us. I've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time, and I've had a few questions that I wanted to ask. You have such a wonderful energy. I just wanted to ask this question. I mean, like it's burning. It's a burning question, and that is, what got you started in this business? And you were. I mean, like it's like right now you have such such a high energy, and I'm like, I can't imagine what your energy was 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I don't see. So
You
what?
got
I
it.
mean,
Yes.
what's
Yes.
going on?
Well, why I start, I don't know about energy. I think it's a passion.
Right.
That's what drives me. A passion.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what gives energy. But
Yes.
because I guess many times in life I have gone against the stream, upstream, because I guess I'm a freedom seeker. So I do what I want or what I think it's right to do for my patients. Maybe because my grandmother was a grandmother was a healer, and I have that vibe, but I just can't stop. So this year, yeah, in a month, we are gonna have for my private office, we are celebrating 30 years, which is like, oh,
Awesome. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
30 years. I didn't feel that old myself, but 30 years just in one spot. And before that, I had a smaller practice. What made me to choose dentistry? Technically, failure and lack of money to become an oromaxillofacial surgeon at first, because I was trained for oromaxillofacial surgery. That's why I did. And back in Latvia in those times, the rules were a little bit different. So we had to do M.D. and D.M.D. But when I graduated, and it was 1991 or 19, it was
1991. I've seen that. Yeah.
something that's scary. Yeah, those times. We didn't have a private practices because we were under the Soviets. So to develop a new surgical clinic would require a huge investment, which I obviously didn't have. So I had to downgrade myself to dentistry. But why I decided dentistry, why I decided oromaxillofacial surgery, is for two major reasons. First, my grandmother, who was a kind of a lady, like I would say upper class person, she would say always to me, because Soviet times, we didn't have much, many things to wear, much to eat, or just I'm happy to be alive. But she would say two things should be perfect in you: your teeth and your shoes.
Oh.
Because no matter what you're going to wear, if your shoes are worn off or you have bad teeth, people, no clothes are going to cover your teeth. So, and I kind of, and I have, it's kind of got into me that really the shoes, when you see somebody, nice person who's worn or dirty, shoes or teeth which are kind of rotten or bad smell, it doesn't work for me. So, and also skincare and everything, because you can't, if you're not a specific religion and you don't cover your face, and we are saying beauty comes from within, and it's all nice, but still the first impression, your vibes, your energy, it's going to come from your face, from your smile. And people who have bad teeth, then you're like, They don't smile. They are afraid. They are like so many grandmothers would say, well, oh, now, after we did all the work, and they said, now I can see my grandkids again and smile. They always say why I'm not smiling. So people, it was age or not neglecting their teeth or things like that. They stop smiling, and stop smiling. The immediately changes the entire mimic and structure of the face. So therefore, we become more grim. And once we're grim, we are emotionally become grim as well. So it's always like a ball. The other thing why I decided to become a dentist or a maxillofacial surgeon would be that I'm very kind of artistic. So
Yeah.
I wanted to do my I love art, and I love precision. I'm very good at playing not chess but chestnuts. Checkers.
Checkers, yes.
Yeah, so I was a champion of Latvian checker.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't understand chess because I could never agree that horse jumps sideways. It was not making sense to me, and the that's the relationship between king and queen, that it's like powerless, things like that. So kind of psychologically, I was not agreeing with chess, so I
so,
applied.
so you chose not to deal with chess at all. So speaking of, go ahead.
So what's happened? I started to attend art school to do. I wanted to do textile textile, and then just nude like drapery, just colors and design. And then soon enough, I realized that I'm not going to be a Dali. I don't have that. Boundarless, just the sky is not limit. I needed, I didn't have that vision to throw things totally, maybe some inner constraint or something. I wanted something very specific, something very narrow. I needed something confined. I needed some precision. And somehow I found it in teeth. Because the tooth has 13 colors, one tooth. 3 basic colors, 12 colors, 3 basic colors like darker yellow and then transparent, and then inside, and they are dull colors and more transparent, so 12 colors. So if you want to do a tooth which is absolutely identical to a nature-born tooth, you have to use 12 colors and 3 cutbacks to do ceramic back and forth, and or now they just paint it, but it's not the same. So I said, okay, that's a challenge. And it's art, because you art the teeth, the length, the width, the proportion of upper jaw with the lower jaw. It's a whole profile. It's all in face. It's how high your lip is, a teeth support, cheeks and lips. And so to have it all in the right proportions, you're just changing person's face. Right. And now because I'm, close 60, so I also added the skincare, because, it's also, you can have a very good teeth, but if your skin is not good, then it's not good. But it comes with age, so we're talking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cover a lot of ground. You covered a lot of ground, and just speaking on that from that aspect. With that in mind, I was just wondering, I mean, what has been some of your challenges that you've had in the business over the years that you've
You mean challenges as an owner,
as a
challenges
business, as a business owner?
doctor?
Yes, both. Yes.
So as an owner, I always been a solo owner, the people, and at some point we had literally a factory, or a big office, because I had 25 doctors working for me. So just think about how many assistants you need. If I had for myself, I just had 3 to 4 assistants, and then I had a private assistant, and then office manager, and then we had 2 or 3 people at the front desk and 1 in the back, and so. It's huge machinery, because you have to take care of the patient before, during, that would be a doctor job, and then after, because we have to run the maintenance, right? Like on a good car.
Mhm.
And that's why I wrote a book, which I don't have handy. And I wrote the book because
I thought it was pretty funny. The title was interesting.
yeah,
What was
I
that title?
there are 18 chapters and I
Yeah.
translated like 15 and then I
Uh,
got so bored and moved on with
Did
my
you?
research. So I never finished.
Uh,
So I wrote a book, The Way to Smile or How to Avoid the Dentist.
right. I thought that was kind of funny.
Because people, Google or internet, when it came, kind of popular, all of a sudden everybody started to read, and there's so much nonsense on Google. It's like, and they are so it's very difficult for a patient to follow up with all kind of bone grafts, allografts, xenografts, or all kind of implant types. And implants were, when implants came into play, one of the reasons I came to America is because implants came into play. And then instead of, we were, if somebody broke a jaw, we had the tires and it was the pliers. We were just reconnecting bones and we were drilling holes and making them, just like kind of putting, little like band-aids between teeth, just so realigning the jaws. This was art. Now you just zing, zing, 2 screws, 2 plates, done, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's more. But when I studied, which was like about 40 years ago, we did a craft. That was difficult.
That was difficult.
Difficult because we didn't have access. If you have a fracture or somebody fell off the motorcycle or had a car accident or whatever, or street fight, so everything is shifted. Jaws are broken, right? And then the muscles are in tension, so you can't really pull them back. And that was craft. Now it's like, oops, sorry, anesthesia, zing, 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 it's easy. But the challenge came, so okay, I'm wearing off. So my challenge as an owner. So the challenge as an owner is that either you don't have patience or you have too many patients. So if you don't have patience, it's bad. But when you have too many patients, you burn out. Because technically, you have one patient at a time, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and you're just technically like a Jesus Christ. Because somebody who signs up like 8 months in advance, they are going to show up. So you have to know that in that day, they are going to show up and they are going to expect you to be in the best health, in the best mood, in the best condition to perform the best surgery they are expecting from you.
Oh, true.
So, when you just start, you're so eager and you want to do better and learn techniques and this and that. And then all of a sudden you start to work 6 days a week and then 7 days a week. And then you work until 10 in the evening. And then there is no it's just like, and then you just, it's difficult to maintain quality. And at the same time, new ingredients and new procedures are coming into play all the time. So you technically have to study all the time. So that's so either you are really a good professional doctor or you become an administrator. If you become an administrator, that's a whole different thing, but then you are not a doctor anymore, right? So then you're a business owner. So if you want to be both, it's very tricky because you have to make decisions, you have to hire and you have to fire. And that's, hiring is easy, firing is not as easy. But my major thing, the only reason I would fire somebody is they would not have the highest quality standards of their possibility to treat the patient, not conducting their best daily. Or so that the doctors are hard to fire, but because they were starting to slack, because as you said, dentistry is very repetitive. People hate you. they're afraid of you because you're gonna hurt them. They don't say, "Oh, doctor." No, they say, "Oh, you're gonna put that needle, stick that needle." So actually you're constantly in a negative environment because after that they bring you flour and then but at the beginning it's always like what are you gonna do now? Oh, it's gonna hurt, this and that. Especially at the beginning when we didn't have as powerful painkillers and techniques, and it was long procedures. Now it's like placing an implant. If that's a single implant, now for me with anesthesia it takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes, right? Not 3 hours, not hour and a half. You just know exactly where it's going to place, what it's going to place. You have perfect team. And so in my practice, in my 30 years, we have two kind of employees I had. The ones who would work 1 or 3 months, not longer, because we wouldn't click. Or the other ones, and that was a majority, we've been together for 32 years.
Wow.
30, no, one is 35 years because it's from what I just started before my big practice. 22, 27 years, 18 years, 16 years. Actually, I have a family. We never, some people got married, several kids or moved to another country. So we lost them, not because we parted, because we had to part, because life parted us. But I have the best team, I think, in the universe.
Oh, that's such a wonderful idea, thought.
So love my team that I'm giving up sometimes on my priorities just to be with them, just to support them because they support me.
Absolutely.
We have such a deep trust. And the thing is that they see what doctors do. Assistants see, they know, when the assistant worked for 20 years, she knows which doctor is good and which is not. They see, they can compare. So, they are kind of judges. You can see in their eyes, like, or just, I can see one of my assistant of 30, she's just like, look here, doctor, you're missing that point. It's just, they are brilliant.
That's awesome.
I love them. I love them so, like, passionate, like with all my life, and they will stand and they will die for me and for patients and for the practice and for the colleagues. It's unbelievable, just after all these years, people want to be together and have a party or a weekend together.
That is wonderful.
Running home, after decades. And I think this is one of my best achievements as a practitioner. So, okay, we had to talk challenges. Challenge. Try not to borrow money. Start with one chair. Start with one unit. Start with one assistant. Do washing and everything by yourself. Collect the money and then invest to another chair. Because the thing is, if, for example, I'll just give you an example. It was 2008, right? The big crisis, economic. All of a sudden, there are no patients.
That's right. That was for a long time.
No, in my case, I didn't even feel it. Maybe we went from 8 months to 4 months. So I never felt that thing. But I know that it's possible that or COVID, you have no patients. And they just took the money, for 5 chairs. They are unpredictable things, and you don't want to fall into that cave financially. So as a business owner, I would say, get your energy and do that work until you can afford.
Yeah. With your own funds as opposed to borrowing some funds.
You can, you can buy and, pay monthly or something, just kind of
manage it.
Don't put all eggs into one basket. Don't. Like
Mm-hmm.
in my case, well, I was very fortunate that I had an accident. Horse fell on me. I was out. I mean, I was, yeah, 19 broken bones. Uh,
Hey,
like barely made it. Long, in
hey.
a hospital. Yes, yeah. I have implants. I almost lost my right arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I have a horse rider. There is a movie about me how I battled for my life and survived, but
Oh
took me
wow.
out of work in a split second, right? What would have happened if I wouldn't have had that team and I would be in debt?
Absolutely.
Oh, you don't want that. At least I didn't have to, I had the luxury of putting all my energy into my healing rather than worrying about the bills.
Yes, yes. So you had a team that you had put together
Yes.
that, I mean, and I'm assuming you
I just
had,
like married everyone, just like one by
yes,
one. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
So for every associate, how many um hygienists did you have?
Well, at one point we had four, full time, four, but now we are down to two. And because we really reduced, because I'm doing a lot of research, a lot, and I have patents because we can, I have developed technique that we can, no matter how infected the wound is, like an oral cavity, no matter
Mm-hmm.
how much pus you have, like let's talk human language, right? And no matter how swollen you are, we can take it all out, clean it up, place an implant right that minute, put the bone graft and close it, and it's going to heal with no pain and no antibiotics.
I'm going through that right now. I'm
Yes,
going through
no
that
pain,
very thing.
and we did studies in back in Latvia, 275 patients, and now we have more than 10-year follow-up, and we haven't found one side effect as of yet. So it's very safe. It's, well, obviously we've done all that, and now I'm looking for financial partner to bring it, because it's been patented and granted and patented there. Everybody's, welcome to read it, and it's a game changer. Instead of having three to, just like when I look at the people in America and they go, oh, we went to dentist, oh, hit the destruction, oh, we were waiting for a bone graft, oh, now it's
Right,
not healing, oh,
right.
now we are placing implant. How many times so you are taking antibiotics 3 times, and antibiotics are not working anymore as good as
Mm.
they work. So you are getting diarrhea, side effects, plus they are not working if you have some kind of problems or infection. They're not. And
Oh,
right now, especially because we are more and more, bacteria are mutating to become antibiotic resistant bacteria. And if you
yes.
had that one, MRSA, or oof, but we can kill those.
Mm,
All lipid coated bacteria
mm.
in one time approach, and it takes 5 minutes. And we have, that's why I have a biotech, and we did all these studies at Stony Brook, and then we did independently. So because people wouldn't believe me that it's possible, and yes, we did independent studies. So we just gave for lipid coated bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. Yeah. So it was tough time for me when COVID was, and we had a solution, and we couldn't bring it to to the market even before. Yeah. So that was, it was that was my biggest failure in life, because so many people could have avoided COVID and effects. But yeah, we were already talking with General Wesley Clark, and from that we were going to the White House, and it was just it was like almost there. But then it's the universe kind of shifted it, and yeah, that is my major business failure so far. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it definitely didn't have anything to do with the actual business that you had to do,
No,
but
but as a
more,
business, as a responsible person, as the owner of biotech. Not as a dentist, no. As a dentist, I haven't failed that. This was like a royal failure, not to deliver a product to the patients in need. That's hit me in my professional lifetime. That hit me the hardest.
Well, you're saying because of COVID that you had?
No, because we had a solution. We had the mouthwash, we had the nasal spray, which would kill COVID upon a contact, and we couldn't bring it to the people.
Oh, okay. But then you had to get permission through the government and all of that,
Yeah, and
right?
that's what we failed. Yes.
So, I mean, well, okay. They have to make a decision, right?
No. Well, I mean, it's like it's being a doctor. You can. So there is another question. It's a big subject. What kind of a doctor you are by nature? Are you going to be comfortable in your comfort zone and prescribe high blood pressure and put somebody on high blood pressure medication? Then they're going to have liver problems because they are using, because every chemical medicine has a side effect, and especially
Absolutely.
long term. So
Yes.
either you are just doing that routine treatment, knowing that it's just gonna, it's like, you're always gonna have that patient, right? He's going nowhere. So
Right.
he's going nowhere.
That's so true.
So that is one approach.
Hmm.
And you can live your life very comfortably. And I know many doctors are going to get mad at me, but that's true. The other way is to find solutions. Right? There's lots of to do. And don't get me wrong, if I'm going to talk Chinese medicine, why?
Nice. Yeah.
Because I was healed by Chinese. I never knew it's before I got, actually, I experienced it on myself in the first place, because after several very extensive surgeries, and I was airflown to the private hospital in Greece, because that was the only way to survive technically, because I was lucky being a doctor, so they kind of brought the best doctors from Europe into one place just within a couple of hours. So I was very lucky. And the doctor, he's also like not the English. His English is not the first language, just like mine. He comes in with a big scroll of papers, all my X-rays, MRIs, the CT scans, and he's like, "You are a dead body."
Yikes.
Yeah. So much for bedside manners. No, he said, "You are a miracle. These are the dead bodies." You are a miracle. These are the dead.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then like 2 days later, because my right hand was literally hanging in some muscles and skin, they wanted to amputate my hand. And I'm like, "Doctor, when are you gonna put that hand back?" He says, "You don't need your hand, your kidneys are failing." And about his, he was very, it was very funny. No, it was funny.
Oh my goodness. He gave it to you the way, I guess, the
Like
best he could. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but so after all said and done, and you see, I can do my hand.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, but it wouldn't be possible without Chinese medicine.
Mm.
I was left in total pain and agony, all fixed, all alive, but in a total pain. And physical therapy was just making everything worse, and I was swearing.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, and I couldn't really walk, and I didn't have balance, and then what's happened, I accidentally met a monk from Shaolin Monastery. Believe it or not, in Latvia. He's like, how on earth he got there, I have no idea. But and he just he was just using completely opposite method from what I had learned through my entire
Your whole life, your whole
Western
career.
life.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was at the beginning, I was in a, how would I say, shock to my very core that I have no idea about medicine. And I am awarded as the best doctor in my field in Latvia. I have award after award and waiting list and patients and, teaching around the world, lecturing, traveling with my lectures. And all of a sudden, some guy who barely speaks any language is like 10 times better doctor than I am. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's wrong. So I did a deep dive into that. And well, let me tell you. So the cream, which just got that global, won the global
Yes.
beauty
The one you were telling me about. Yeah.
competition, and
Yes.
right now it has been announced globally, and it was tested, in competition, but it was tested before, like 3 times tested. It's technically based on a Chinese methodology of regeneration. And Chinese. It's not Chinese, it's universal.
Okay.
We are just
Yes.
they caught it up, and I sort of developed it further because I am, like no makeup thing, and I'm 60, right? So I'm going to be age can be reversed, so the health can be reversed because body has natural ability to heal and regenerate. Like, for example, toenails, right? Or any nails. If body wouldn't regenerate, you cut them once, when you are like 2 weeks old, and that's it. You don't have to cut them, but they keep growing. Hair growing, right?
Yes.
So your skin cells are changing every 28 days. You have a new skin. Bone changing like every 40 or whatever days. Your liver is fully changed in 1 year. You have a new body, but previous passport. So with the age, metabolism. So what happens? It's a yin and yang, or in and out. Or for example, it's like the simplest example would be breathing. Right? So the body makes you breathe. You want it or you don't want it, right? If you don't want it, that's
another thing. Totally. We don't have to talk about that, though.
Yeah. So no matter what, either we're talking now, or you're laughing, or you're serious, right? The body it's a computer inside us, which thankfully doesn't listen to us that much, because we will be long time gone. Because regardless of what we're talking, the liver is doing what it's supposed to do, right? At this very moment, my hair growing, my toenails are growing, my kidneys hopefully are working, and my heart is pumping, and it has a certain amount of beats per minute. So does your heart or somebody else who is listening, and nobody is thinking about it. Nobody is thinking what pancreas is doing at this moment. Or what is gingival lining doing now?
Gingival lining?
Gingival?
Oh.
Nobody's thinking about it. You don't even know what is gingival lining, right? But we are, what your biceps is doing now, your triceps, you're not thinking about it. Nobody thinks it. So you don't think what is cerebral liquid is doing in your spine right now.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So demineralization or remineralization of teeth, it's happening now. So all these things, we have no idea, and there is a huge computer which is working for us. So this computer is taking it in just like a computer. Computer is very complex, right? So, but it needs energy. If it's run out of battery, dead, right? So if we are running out of essentials, which our body needs to run this machinery, no good, we're going to get sick. Or we have to excrete, that the things have to go out. Like we go to the bathroom, we sweat, right? That's why we take shower, because the skin, it gets sweaty, gets smelly. That's why, because there is excretion through the many different ways, through the saliva, through sweat, through through greasy hair, God, you name it. There are millions and millions of ways how body detoxifies itself. So you have to keep it in balance. You can't have more air and let's exhale. It has to be 50-50. That's that white and black thing. So it has to, as much as you eat, much has to be excreted. As much as you breathe, much has to be excreted. As much as you run and train, as much you have to rest, right? That's why sleep is so important and things like that. So everything has to be in balance. So, but with age, metabolism, the one which is circulating, all the time in our body, slows down. Not only with age, but it's also with life conditions, because, for example, stress. Stress does what? Comes everything. Right? You tense.
Constricts.
Once you tense, what is happening? Blood vessels and whole circulation stops. Because the body is pumping only organs which are support life, which is heart and lungs. And the rest is irrelevant because a tiger is chasing us. Now we have to just, the major things are working. So what happens, all the toxins accumulate there because there is no drainage, and it becomes a swamp of the toxins. And you are starting to get sick. The other thing is we are not moving enough. Another way why there is not enough circulation, you are getting too much swelling. There is no circulation. Congestion of the swelling leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to arthritis and all kind of other diseases, right? So it's all in body. It's the same thing. Like we're talking dentistry is the same thing. If, for example, you don't have enough saliva, what's going to happen with your teeth? They're going to have caries. And what's most importantly, everybody talks about gut system, but nobody is talking that saliva is the first and foremost object or subject who is preparing food bowls to be properly salivated and properly prepared for gastrodigestive tract to be absorbed. And if you don't have enough saliva, your bolus of the food is very dry, it's not prepared, and it's not going to be absorbed properly. So you have to have a lot of saliva, and by Chinese medicine, it's also longevity and everything else. So if you don't have saliva and you don't know where to massage and get more saliva into your mouth, bad news. Yeah, so dentistry is not only about fixing teeth. Another thing, a myth about going back to dentistry is that if I'm going to put all the new crowns, they're going to stay forever. It's even worse, because now you have a margin between a tooth and a crown, which should be less than 40 micrometers. The maximum is 100 micrometers, but it's very difficult to do it. It's a precision oriented. And then that little gap is just a perfect, because we usually try to put it under the gingiva so people can't see the lines, and these are artificial teeth. So it's very difficult to brush bacteria out of there. So what's happened, you have a very beautiful teeth, but under that, the root and support is rotting. It's just like there's so much in dentistry. There's, we're back to dentistry. There's so many hidden rocks and things, and all the talks about fillings and the quality, like materials of filling and how bad is amalgam. But white fillings are polymers, and they all have a little bubbles of air, because you can't polish polymer, and the longevity of the white filling is like 5 to 7 years, 10. And then you
put
get the
more.
secondary caries.
Mhm.
Or you have to brush like a maniac. So you don't want gold because it's shiny. A ceramic, you need to over prepare your tooth so it doesn't crack because it's very hard, solid, but it's brittle. So you have to know a lot about materials. So it's complex.
Obviously. So when you talk to when you think of a young dentist that's
Oh, bad news. Difficult.
ah, oh my God,
Yeah.
what would you say to them today to get them prepared for a career that's even minutely close to what you've done so far?
I was teaching. I was preparing. I was teaching dentistry and reconstructive dentistry at Boston University
Mm-hmm.
for some time. Then I was teaching for AstraZeneca for implant placement and force distribution, occlusal force, biting force distribution, and to improve longevity of dental implants. Because we know that 97.99% of the implant have initial integration successful, but they don't withstand longevity of occlusal forces. And we are losing implants down the road, which is like we are saying, oh yeah, well, something happened, but actually it's nothing happened. It's lots of majority of these are not proper occlusal balance, which is difficult to calculate if you don't go in depth, right? Tell a young dentist, don't trust anything what is shiny. Really, 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 really try, because many companies are pushing with implants and different things, and you have to kind of I don't know. If I wouldn't have, I would have just done medical school. If I wouldn't have done 3 years of postgrad, I would have been an average dentist.
Mm.
Invest into you. If you
Your craft.
really want to stand out. I know it's expensive. I know it's all wrong, but you are investing in yourself.
Mm.
Because treatment planning, and especially treatment planning when, like they say, all in one, all in one dentist in just dentistry, like you come in and they take all the teeth out, they put all the implants, they put it the new teeth, you come out, you have a perfect smile. Yes, we did that already in 2000, which is like 24 years ago. Result 24 years later, aye.
Mm.
So yes, we have absolutely great solutions for temporary. We are talking about longevity, and the doctor should think, do you want to be a sprinter or a marathon?
Mm. Definitely a marathoner.
Well, it's for you as a patient, right? Or yes, or you want
I'm just being honest.
right. So it's a very psychological thing for doctors.
Mm.
Because once you become a doctor, the money start to come in, because it does cost money, much more than prevention. And that's why I'm like, people, why are you not preventing your teeth? Just stay away from a doctor as much as you can, right? But people kind of think that new technology is going to solve all the problems, but it's not. There's nothing smarter and better than in Mother Nature until now. Every artificial bone graft, implant, whatever I can think of now, treatment is never as great as body can regenerate. Like, for example, after each surgery, no matter where you do surgery, here or you do implant, or you have a wound which has to be, or abdominal surgery, anywhere on the body, Any surgeon at the end of the surgery is going to put stitches on. Why? Because we doctors can alter, we don't heal.
Mm.
Only body and nature heal.
But you can't get new teeth, though.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
I've never grown.
Think about it. No, but what I'm saying, nature can repair itself. We are not lizards, we are not getting a new tail, we
Right, exactly.
I mean, we have our limitations.
Right.
But if body wouldn't be able to regenerate itself, we would be dead by 2 or 5 or 10. Because so many times we fall, so many times we break, like my grandson just fell off the tree. He broke his arm, 3 weeks of cast, he's done. Who did the bone repair? Not the cast. The body generated new bone cells to repair the bone.
Yeah, I had a few broken bones that didn't require any surgery or anything myself.
So who did the healing?
Yeah, I agree. My body did.
People overlook that. They really think that doctor is that magician who is gonna generate new bone cells. No, body. And what is my research really is what I have found and what I'm preaching, that we can boost body's natural ability to regenerate. We can push body back to youth.
Mm.
Like when you were much younger, when you had a much faster circulation, so your regeneration was much faster. So like the 5 years old is falling down and breaking something, he doesn't even feel, he doesn't like to have a cast maybe for a day or, but if somebody of 90 years old or 80 years old is going to break a hip,
That's
Yeah.
going to be pretty bad.
but we can heal it. We can regenerate it much faster. Like now we had quite a few patients, and it's done with natural ingredients, natural cream. It's called Finally. It just applies that cream and it's detoxifies and boosts natural skin cell regeneration. Natural. There's no trace of chemical.
So let's talk about your product. So because we're getting close to almost ending this, I just wanted to, get in there and talk about the bioinnovation, AB bioinnovation. Tell me a little bit about that.
AB Bio, I can see. Okay, so AB Bio was created for myself. Actually, I created it for myself when I started to age. It's like 55. All of a sudden, I don't have a picture of me. I started to age. Age, sagging, wrinkles,
Yeah.
double chin,
Yeah.
all these age things. And I also, because of the accident and I have implants in my shoulder, it started to get like stiff. And then I said, well, no. One thing about me, I have done so many surgeries that just by thinking of doing plastic surgery on myself, which would be an obvious choice, right? Wouldn't it, for a surgeon? Just thinking about that, blade cutting through my skin, then cutting through the muscles and tissues, and it's going to be scarring, and there's going to be never, because it's a reversible process, there's going to be never, circulation is never going to be the same and things. And I'm like, never. Maybe, I've never say never, but I said to myself, there should be a way to to age graciously. And giving my Ph.D. in biomaterials at Boston University, that 6 years, I was just looking how to improve the regeneration after the surgery, how to improve regeneration around the implants, that they don't fail, how to improve regeneration around the bone grafting, and how to just make sure that everything heals fast without side effects and complication and infection and pain and swelling, because when the swelling is going, the stitches can pop, and then you have all the all problems. So the surgery is not difficult. the healing part. Bodies are not as strong anymore as they used to be 30 years ago. They were just healing, right? Now they don't. So that was my concern, and that was my research. And so when I started to age, I was already kind of experienced enough, and I had my technique, how I did it for my patients, and I just reapplied it. It took me 3 years, but to find a really acting, not processed, because like processed food, now we are understanding that body doesn't process food, that we have to give body natural, alive food. Only then body benefits. So, but for some reason, people still think that skin is something you can experiment on, right? So you can lather whatever you want. Like hair, just because they don't hurt, and you put all the colors, like mine, I have some, but right now I'm working on a hair regrowth cream. So I'm trying, I'm looking, that's why I don't have like a good hair, because I'm looking how many new hair and what is amount of gray hair, because I'm 60, because we are getting reduction, small amount of new gray hair growth. Just but it's not on the market yet, but we can do that. If there is a hair follicle, it also can be reapplied the same way.
Oh, really?
Natural regeneration. Yeah, you have to have that hair follicle somehow, right? It's like you have body has a limit. If you don't have it, it's not going to grow, but if you do, yeah, it will. So that's what I live. That's now what is, because I think that it's very important to have a prevention before you get really sick. And now I was really sick with I happen to have a cancer as well, not because of the accident, but it's just in my life, I guess, overworked, I don't know, just sad. But I survived that. My son at the time was in the American military. He was in Iraq. So I gave myself a time, because I'm not going to tell him, because he's in special forces, and I'm not going to worry him, because, God knows, he's going to not going to pay full attention to where it is and what he's supposed to do. So I'm not going to tell him, my thing. So I said, I gave myself a year. I said, okay, in a year, you just mind over matter, right? So all these things combined just led me to the I don't never say final, but led me to the creation of this skincare, healthcare, the slim, I have like 30 formulas, but it's all based on one thing. We are boosting body's natural ability to heal, regenerate, and create new healthy cells. New healthy cells are like baby cells. They come out, they're full of collagen, they're full of brightness, they are full of elasticity, they are not sagging. You just get a new baby skin, right?
And this is AB
Bio.
Innovations. AB
So the
Bio Innovations.
full name of the company is AB Bio Innovations Inc., but for trademark is AB Bio. Yeah, the website is
So what is the website while we're on?
abbio.io.
Okay. And if someone wanted to contact you, how would
they can consult. I'm keeping the lowest price possible. That's I don't know, 5 times lower than I did as a doctor, in office. Why? Because I really want people to have second opinion and try something with what is natural, instead of running full speed into the chemicals.
Yes. I heard some of your testimonials from a doctor and an attorney that used the creams, and then this young lady that was on it. They all.
I have many. We haven't placed them. It's just I am so involved into mixing, and oh God, just on the table, we just if you can see or not, right?
Yes, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got samples. They came from Benelux, and manufactured in Belgium in a very sustainable farming for collagen increase.
Mm-hmm.
And this is fascinating. And I'm working with a very, very good Japanese company, which is managed to create nanoparticles, which are able to penetrate skin and do the work which I want them to do. And because what skin is a barrier.
And tell us a little bit about that.
Skin is not supposed to get anything through.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Skin is supposed to protect us. So everything, majority of the creams are very glorified moisturizers. But
Yeah.
the skin, outer skin cell, skin layer is their dead cells. So yes, of course, they need moisturizing for a good feeling, but it doesn't. New skin cells are coming from inside. How to get there? That was a trick. Yeah, because you see, like for example, we have a morphine patch. It allows us like a morphine patch to get under the skin. It's like, think poison ivy, right? It's small booms. You touch poison ivy, you're gonna feel it.
That's right.
Nettles. Yeah, try to.
Yeah.
So tell but the big molecules, they just, especially oils, it's like people are like oil. But if you have, just analogy, if you have a spilled oil on a kitchen counter, what are you gonna do?
Get it out.
You're gonna wipe it off, right?
Yeah.
Why?
If it's oil on the kitchen counter, well, it's gonna make a mess at some point.
It's gonna attract dust, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think it's on the skin? It's not gonna attract dust.
Oh, that's true. It will. Yeah.
So, when people say, oh, oil, yeah, that's why you have clogged pores and infection because you are literally, yes, you are locking in a moisture by putting oil on. Yes, that's good, but you're also attracting dust.
Even when you do even those like jojoba oil.
Any
oil.
on the table. Just do experiment, leave it on the kitchen.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I make sure I probably wash especially in the summer, I probably wash my face several times a day. Because
that's excellent. That's what I'm saying. If you have like we got a wellness magazine award for our toner, which is actually skin treatment, which has a ability to get into the pores and clean, like sort of like a chewing gum, suck out all the dirt through the papaya extract combination with coconut esters. It has an ability to pull out.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it gives you the cleanest skin you can ever have without any irritation or harsh abrasions or anything else. This is, I think, I'm the proudest that I found it, because just wipe it off, and the skin tells you thanks, because now the pores, when they are clogged, they are you sort of push them open, right? So they are not, they are stretched, they are not open. The ones you clean them, the pores, whoops, they shrink, and they can breathe, because skin does breathe. And you have to have the skin breathing to, again, for that circulation and metabolism. And once the pores are closed, your skin is much smoother.
So then, you know what? I have to ask this question, because I'm sitting here listening to you and you're telling this wonderful story. Now, like in your business, who's out there, your competition, is doing anything remotely close to what you have done? And if they've been successful at, okay, so they haven't been. And then that begs the next question, and this is a tough one. Do they really want that type of business in the market?
We'll see. I know that with my medical research, they don't.
There you go. So
yeah, I know,
yeah,
but but it doesn't, like,
Don't mean that it can't happen. I totally agree with
yeah,
you there.
but yes, the big pharma, he can come and swat you in the head, and that's the end of it. But like Jeanne d'Arc was, burned alive, or whoever said that oh God Lord, it's getting late. That Earth is round, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't end well. Tesla didn't was had a very difficult life.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Fleming, it took him 10 years to persuade that you can use antibiotics to treat people. So usually people who invent something radically novel are going against the wall, brick wall. It's unbelievable, the people who are telling that they are all about health and humanity become absolutely, like, I don't know, it's just like absolutely blind, deaf, and everything, when you really tell them there is something radically changed. If you give the small twist, it's okay. But if you radically change the approach, the entire approach to that some particular area, would it be implant placement into infected area with immediate wound closure? No. So it is like Madame Curie, it took her forever to say that you have to take an X-ray. But it's always one person who comes up with some theory or some finding, and then it's a very hard work. It's a very hard work, and people who get it first and they benefit from it, they're the lucky ones. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I got to say, this has been so. We got to do this again.
Sure.
This right here. I mean, you just have a ton of information to
Yeah, I can
share.
go on forever. I can
Yeah.
rattle.
Yes. So let's make sure that we do this again. I just love your energy. I love, equally the information that you have to share. And you are the inaugural event for the Wealthy Dentist podcast. And I really, really, really appreciate you having the time to come and share some of the wonderful information you have
Thank
done
you.
this day.